It's opening day 2024 at Great American Ballpark in Cincinnati, top of the eighth inning, and the Reds are cruising with a commanding 7-2 lead, thanks in part to a couple of blasts from Nick Martini. In a situation like this, most MLB teams lean on their low leverage relievers, the guys you bring in when the game is essentially decided, just to save the high leverage arms. For your Cincinnati Reds, that man was Brent Suter.
Now the Reds debut for Cincinnati's own, a man of Moeller, and Brent Suter. He pumps strike.
That 85-mile-per-hour fastball you just saw, that was just the first of over 300 pitches Brent Suter would throw in 2024 while his team held a 5-run lead or more, a staggering number that led all of Major League Baseball. Over 30% of his total pitches came in these garbage time scenarios. So, how did Brent Suter, fresh off a career year, become the most misused reliever in baseball?
On the seventh pitch, Harper hits one in the air, left center field, back it goes! Harper, the swing of his life!
In 2024, Brent Suter signed a 1-year, $3 million deal with the Reds. Before Cincinnati, Suter had carved out a niche as a versatile starter and long reliever, primarily with the Milwaukee Brewers. After being waived in 2022, he landed with the last-place Colorado Rockies, seizing a chance to reignite his career. He understood the urgency to prove himself, and in 2023, at a hitter-friendly Coors Field, he delivered one of his most effective seasons with a 3.38 ERA through around 70 innings. This impressive performance made the Reds confident enough to add him to their roster. Suter then continued his strong form in 2024 for the Reds. Through 65 innings, he posted a 3.15 ERA, which translates to a phenomenal ERA plus of 143, meaning he was 43% better than the average pitcher. And he also contributed the 1.4 WAR. After this excellent season, the Reds felt confident about bringing him back for 2025. But I'm here to tell you, the Reds are using him all wrong. As I mentioned, Suter threw over 30% of his pitches in 2024 with a 5-run lead or more, and his average leverage index was 7th lowest among all relievers with at least 50 innings pitched since 2024. He also only appeared in a measly 2 save situations all year. So if Brent Suter is used in low leverage situations, he must be a below average pitcher, right? Well, it might be the exact opposite. You see, Brent Suter throws only a 96.5 mile-per-hour fastball on average, which is the slowest fastball for all qualified pitchers. His slider, changeup, and sinker are all pretty average too. Suter should be incredibly ineffective on paper, yet he has an ERA of 3.07 since 2024, which is 45 points above average. So, how in the world does Brent Suter get these results with seemingly ineffective pitches? The simple answer? Brent Suter never gets hit hard. Take a look at his baseball savant page. It's a fascinating mix of blues and reds, but man, those reds are really red. His average exit velocity allowed to hitters is ridiculous 84 miles per hour. That's in the 100th percentile across MLB. He's also in the 94th percentile in hard hit rate. He just doesn't give up loud contact. But remember that slow fastball from earlier? Well, it might not be as slow as it looks. Brent Suter possesses an incredible 7.5 feet of extension. That also leads the league, putting him in the 100th percentile. This elite extension makes his 87 mile-per-hour fastball feel more like a 95 mile-per-hour pitch to a hitter at the plate, making it far more effective than the radar gun suggests. Suter also excels at limiting walks, keeping the ball in the park with a low barrel rate and generating ground balls. So he combines excellent extension to deceive hitters on velocity with an elite ability to induce weak contact. But how does he get such weak contact? Well, it's all about his location. Suter lives on the edge of the strike zone. In 2024, he threw roughly 41% of his pitches in what's known as the shadow zone, the area that hovers around the edges of the strike zone. He particularly loves going high inside the left-handed batters while also hammering pitches low in the zone. Because Suter consistently works the edges, batters rarely get good pitches to hit, leading to weak contact on extremely well-placed pitches and forcing ground balls when he works low. Given Brent Suter's proven effectiveness, it begs the question: if he's not being deployed in the highest leverage situation, then who is the Reds' go-to arm when the game is on the line? Well, in 2024, Alexis Diaz was the Reds' closer, with 28 saves, and his average leverage index when entering games was more than 3 times greater than Suter's. So, the Reds trusted Alexis Diaz in these situations. But should they have? Diaz was elite in 2022 and 2023 as an All-Star and Rookie of the Year candidate, but 2024 was a down year for the Puerto Rican. Alexis Diaz has not been the same guy. His ERA has balloons to near 5 through a lot less innings than before. He's throwing a lot more guys and is striking out less while allowing a lot more base runners and has only had a 0.0 WAR, meaning he's adding nothing to the team. But Alexis Diaz isn't even on the Reds anymore, as he was traded to the Dodgers after an abysmal 2025. So, with Alexis Diaz being traded after having a down year, the Reds have begun to use Emilio Pagan as their closer, who's actually been great for the Reds with a 2.92 ERA and a low expected batting average, while also having a high strikeout percentage. But because of the departure of Diaz, Suter has gotten more chances, especially in the 8th inning. But Tony Santillan has become the team's primary setup, so that leaves Suter where we started at, a guy used in low leverage scenarios. Brent Suter's unique pitching style and effectiveness against the radar gun certainly makes him stand out in modern baseball. But to further highlight the Reds' puzzling usage, let's look at another pitcher for a strikingly similar profile, the Mariners reliever Carlos Vargas. While Suter relies on lead extension and pinpoint control to generate weak contact, Seattle Mariners reliever Carlos Vargas also excels at getting weak hit ground balls, sharing Suter's rare ability to limit loud contact. However, their paths to effectiveness diverge. Vargas' fastball is significantly faster than Suter's, averaging 97.6 miles per hour, and while Vargas does possess good extension, it's not quite the elite league-leading 7.5 feet that Suter commands, nor does he share Suter's exceptional control, often struggling for a higher walk rate. But Vargas is still effective with an ERA similar to Suter's at 3.16, yet Carlos Vargas has only thrown 4.8% of his pitches in scenarios when his team has a 5-run lead or more, unlike Suter's near 30% from earlier. The contrast is stark. The Mariners are clearly leveraging Carlos Vargas' similar weak contact profile in meaningful higher leverage situations. It begs the question, if another team can correctly identify and deploy a pitcher with a comparable skill set, why are the Cincinnati Reds leaving Brent Suter's invaluable talents on the table in garbage time? Let's revisit that average leverage index leaderboard we discussed earlier. When we examine the relievers with the lowest average leverage index, meaning those consistently used in low-stakes situations who have pitched at least 50 innings in 2024, a clear pattern emerges. Now let's overlay another crucial metric, win probability added, or WPA. For those unfamiliar, WPA quantifies how much a player's actions directly increase or decrease their team's chances of winning the game. It puts every play in a precise context. You'll notice that many of the pitchers at the bottom of this leverage index list have notably poor or even negative WPA scores. This makes sense. They're the relievers typically deployed when the game is already decided, essentially playing out the string. But then there's Brent Suter, starting out with an impressive WPA of 1.29. This disparity speaks volumes and dramatically underscores how the Reds are misusing him. While most teams assign their less effective relievers to blowout duty, the Reds are consistently calling on a pitcher who clearly adds significant win probability, a clear departure from standard league practice. So here's my message to the Cincinnati Reds. Brent Suter is not just pretty good. He's an elite weak contact specialist with an incredible extension that makes his stuff play up significantly. Yet you're consistently deploying him in situations where the game's already out of reach. Suter deserves more opportunities to pitch in crucial, high-leverage moments. He might not light up the radar gun, but his unique blend of extension, pinpoint location, and ability to generate soft contact makes him an incredibly efficient reliever. Exactly the kind of arm the Reds will need as they battle for a wild card spot. It's time to unleash the Raptor.
Strong will start it off. Swing and a drive. Right field. Forget it. Off the scoreboard. Oh, he crushed it.